Your mother never told you the real story of the day you were born. But now, the truth from the heavens is ready to be revealed. Archangel Michael says that the moment you entered the world, the sky above you changed. What you heard about your birth was only the surface of a deeper secret, hidden in the spiritual world. There is something your mother could not bring herself to say, but now the heavens are breaking their silence. The room where you were born held more than just the sounds of a baby crying. It was filled with ancient energy that called angels and something darker, something waiting. Your cries were not just baby sounds, they were a signal. A sound that forces, who have been fighting for many years, could recognize. On the day you were born, time stopped for a moment as something sacred came through a crack in the spiritual veil. Your arrival brought light to a place once ruled by shadows. Even before you opened your eyes, your spirit was already fighting chains that were not meant to be broken. Before your soul took human form, a spiritual agreement was made. Now, that truth is being revealed. Two beings were in the room with you, though no hospital record mentioned them. One was dressed in white with wings so big they touched the ceiling corners. The other hid in the shadows near a wardrobe, whispering lies, but it couldn't stop you from coming into the world. Outside, there was thunder even though no clouds appeared. The wind seemed to know your name before anyone else. Before your mother pushed during labor, a quietness fell over her. She was not scared, she heard a voice no one else did. It said, "Protect this one." Though everyone else left, your mother was not alone. A woman with silver hair came in and touched her shoulder. That woman disappeared after, and your mother thought she imagined her, but the feeling of her touch stayed for days. This woman was not from this world. She was sent to help with your birth and to stop a dark presence already in the hospital. Something evil tried to replace you but failed. When you were born, someone dressed like a doctor tried to take you to another place, but a nurse with glowing hands stopped them. She didn't know her hands glowed, it just happened. Your mother cried in a way she couldn't explain. She thought it was postpartum confusion, but deep inside, she knew it was spiritual. Her soul remembered things her mind could not hold. Before you were born, she had strange dreams of a white lion circling her belly, of flames that did not burn, and a winged man standing beside her bed at 3 a.m. Your mother was visited because you were chosen by heaven to fix something broken in your family long ago. You were not just born, you were sent by a divine command. At your birth, a scroll sealed with golden light hovered above you. Only 3 beings saw it. One cried, one smiled, and one screamed before disappearing. Your father was there, but there is a truth about him you don't know. His blood carries both a blessing and a curse, and your birth was meant to change that balance. On that day, the curse tried to win, but your first breath broke its hold. Your tiny hands were clenched but your fingers glowed. The glow didn't last long, but a nurse who cared for you still talks about the child with golden fists. She was told not to speak of it but wrote it secretly in her journal. The energy in the room changed so much that light bulbs flickered and machines paused for 3 seconds, freezing the heartbeat on the screen. Every spiritual being nearby held their breath because your soul brought ancient power. Archangel Michael says, "On the day you were born, your name was heard in 3 worlds. One welcomed you with love, one prepared to test you, and one was afraid. You have always felt different, as if something watches and waits. That's because you were born at a spiritual crossroads where destiny meets danger, and only one survives." 2 nights after your birth, the silver-haired woman came back to your crib and whispered a secret word into your tiny ear. This word sleeps inside you but is starting to wake. For the first 7 nights at home, your mother heard footsteps in the nursery but found no one. She stopped looking and started praying, unsure why the air felt both warm and calm. You did not sleep like other babies. You stared at the ceiling for hours with wide, unblinking eyes, as if you were listening to instructions. During those moments, your spirit was still between worlds, preparing for what was ahead. A few months later, a stranger knocked on your mother's door. He said he came to check on the starborn. She did not understand and sent him away, but he left a shining feather on the doorstep. It glimmered for hours before fading. Your cries were not just cries, they were a call. One night, your crying shattered a vase without anyone touching it. The next morning, your mother found an anonymous envelope with a map and a note saying, "Hide this child in light." You have always wondered why your life sometimes seemed chaotic and confusing, why blessings and betrayals came unexpectedly. This is the leftover energy from that day. The battle that began when you were born still sends ripples today. Someone in your family did not want you to be born. They feared what your arrival would reveal about their secrets. They tried to interfere spiritually but didn't expect heaven to protect you so strongly. That person later had strange dreams and started avoiding you not because of hate, but because your presence reminded them that their power was weakening. Your light began breaking their hold over your family. You were named under spiritual pressure. Your true, heavenly name is different from the one you use now. That name was said once during your first cry and has not been heard since, but spirits can still hear it. Archangel Michael says, when your eyes opened, the veil lifted over a story that has waited many lifetimes to continue. You are here not by chance. You were sent into a time that needed change, and you are the one who brings it. You may have faced hard times early on, but those were traps set in advance. Darkness tried to bend your path, but your inner guidance, no matter how hidden, always led you to truth. People call you too sensitive because your soul never closed its spiritual eyes. You see what others miss and feel what others hide. This is not a flaw, it is proof that the veil never fully covered you. Once, your mother woke to find a small scroll near your pillow. She burned it, thinking it was bad magic, but it was a prophecy. Burning it delayed your awakening by years. That delay is over. The divine clock has started again. The memories you lost will come back slowly, like echoes from a deep well. With each memory, your power returns. You can break spiritual contracts that have trapped your family for generations. This is why you face strong resistance, because systems built on lies fall apart when truth comes. You, child of the storm, were born to wake those truths. The hospital cannot tell the whole story. Witnesses don't remember everything, but heaven has the full record and is opening it now. When you were given your first bath, the water was warmer than normal. The nurse didn't say anything but asked to be moved the next day. Your energy touched her, and she couldn't forget. You have a special mark on your body. It may look like a birthmark, but it is a seal, a lock only light can open. Your mother may forget these signs, but her soul hasn't. Sometimes she looks at you silently, her eyes full of thoughts she cannot explain. She knows you carry something she cannot protect forever. The silver-haired woman was never sent to another birth after yours. Her mission ended, and now she waits at the edge of your fate for the day you remember her and call her name. Your recent dreams are not just dreams, they are practice for a spiritual battle you were born to stop. You were not just born into a family, you were born into a battle. But this battle ends with you, not with fighting but with awakening. When you awaken, others around you will awaken too. Archangel Michael says, you were born to shake foundations. That's why your voice matters, why your presence changes rooms, why people react to you even when you say nothing. The darkness that tried to take you still watches from far away, waiting to see if you will remember. It fears you will, because when you do, the chain it placed on your family will break. Your true protectors have been closer than you think. One watches over your sleep, one clears blocked paths, and one sends messages through signs, animals, numbers, and colors. Every strange coincidence in your life was planned. Every near death was stopped. Every loss you felt was a necessary delay. You are not late. You are exactly on time. Though your birth may feel far away, your spirit remembers everything. The veil between worlds is thinning. Soon, you will see more, know more, and remember more. You were never forgotten. Even when human hands let go, divine hands held you. That is why your soul never gave up. What tried to destroy you only tested what it feared, and it feared you. Your birth changed everything, and soon, your awakening will too. You were born into a war that began long before you. But unlike others, you were sent with permission from heaven to interfere. Your arrival was expected and watched by both light and darkness. Long ago, one of your ancestors made a desperate pact. That pact allowed something unholy to pass through your family line. But the day you were born, that pact began to break, because you carry a seal that cannot be corrupted. Your first cry was not just a sound in the room. It echoed into the spirit world and interrupted dark forces that planned your life. Your light was too strong and pure, and it burned their plans. They tried to stop you from remembering your power and make you doubt yourself, but your soul had already made a heavenly agreement. When the time is right, you will remember who you truly are. Your birth affected more than your family. It changed the energy of your whole area. That same night, 3 babies were stillborn because the energy had to be balanced. You were protected, but the cost was paid elsewhere. You might have noticed that people either connect deeply with you or dislike you without reason. This is no accident. Your energy reminds them of what they lost or failed to be. The story of your birth is waiting for you to discover it, and when you do, it will change everything. The woman in silver, the one who came to your crib, left something special behind. A strand of her light became part of your energy. When you were a child, this light showed itself like the time you stood up for someone who was being hurt. You didn't understand why, but you just couldn't stay quiet. Now, that same light is shining again. Archangel Michael says there is one more secret you need to know. On the day you were born, a message was sent to someone far away. The message said, "The one has arrived." Since then, that person has been getting ready for you. They are not your enemy, they are your reflection. Their purpose is connected to yours, and when you meet, your memories will grow stronger. One of you carries the past, the other carries the future, but you carry both. There is a special file about you, not a medical report, but a spiritual record. It lists 3 important tasks you are meant to complete in this lifetime. Each task is linked to bringing light back into the world. The first task is already done, even if you didn't realize it. The second one is coming sooner than you think. Your mother didn't stay quiet about your birth because she was ashamed. She was protecting you. She was told to keep your secret safe until you were ready to hear it. That time has now arrived. Your true story is not one of fear but of power. You were born at a place where worlds meet, the crossroads of many paths. You are the one who will open doors that have been closed for a long time. Trust the signs you see, trust the feelings you have always had, and get ready to understand that you were never alone. You are stepping fully into the power I've placed within you. Divine messages, consider contributing through a super thanks. Whether it's $10, $20, $50 or more, your generosity helps us share these angelic messages with the world. Together, we can build a community of faith, hope, and love.